Meeting is being recorded.
Hey, it's Bill Gross, the LA probate expert. And I have a team that I'm part of nationally through eXp Realty. We have over 1,100 members in our probate group. And throughout California, we have team members in different counties that specialize in helping us work together in giving great service up and down the state of California as well as nationally. One of our great team members in Monterey County, in Monterey, is Sasha Allen. Hey, Sasha, how you doing?
Hi, Bill. Pretty good. How are you?
Good. I know we've been talking for a while, and you understand the opportunity of going to the court to see what's going on in person. Give me a little background. When did you start going to the court, and what's it been like for you?
Yes. So I've been going to court since, I would say, May of 2020. So
Wow.
a little after, yes, we shut down at the pandemic. The courts were still open, and that's actually when I discovered you. And I believe it was an interview you did with Paul Horn.
Wow.
And so I reached out, and you told me just go to court, and I was like, oh, okay, because I guess the probate language, you need to understand exactly what is going on in court and what these documents are saying. So yeah, it's been really eye-opening, and I've learned a lot.
So how often do they have probate court in Monterey County?
Every Wednesday from 9 to about 11.
And is there one courtroom or multiple courtrooms?
There's just one courtroom.
Okay. And so 9 to 11 is the entirety of it? Doesn't go past that? Generally?
No.
Okay.
So usually they start with the trust and the estates, and then they go down to the conservatorship, and about 11 we're done.
And so give me an idea of what is it that you see when you go there. You go in the courtroom as a judge, as attorneys, as participants. There's probably video screens these days. What do you see going on?
Yeah. Well, it's totally changed now, because when I started, everyone was on Zoom, and I was the only one in the court, me, the judge, and the bailiff. So now people are starting to come into court, and I'm getting a different feel, because now I see people, there's families that are there, and they're fighting, they're distraught. There's tons of lawyers. Everyone has a lawyer. It's been quite interesting to watch. Like the last time I was there, there was a family of 5 children, and their father passed. Their stepmother, who they had a close relationship with before the father passed, she wrote up a new will and took them all out of the estate, and that was hard. So that was a toughie to watch. But yeah, so I'm just learning that everyone needs a living trust. Everyone, you need your conservatorships, and it's just yeah.
So now you said you've been there quite a bit. Do the judges recognize you? Does the bailiff recognize you? What's that like?
So actually we switched judges a few months ago, and I came in the courtroom. I was like, what's going on? And but the new judge, she's like, hey, who are you? So I just introduced myself, let her know why I was there, real estate, just learning the business, and
nice.
I'm here to help. And so in the bailiff, actually, she's working on getting her real estate license now. She's like, oh, that is so smart. I'm learning so much here. And I was like, yes, definitely give me a call, join the team.
Nice.
So
nice.
We have to cover it.
So going there obviously gives you a tremendous advantage over other real estate agents. So if I was going to ask you, why should I pick you rather than another realtor? I'm a petitioner, or I'm an attorney. Why should I work with you rather than somebody else who doesn't go to court like you do?
So probate real estate contracts are a little different. And if you're not aware of how to fill them out, it's going to waste a lot of people's time. We all know attorneys are busy. They don't like their time wasted.
Nor does the judge.
Right. Nor does the judge.
Don't waste the judge's time.
Right. They don't want to keep going back and forth with the realtor because their paperwork is not correct.
Right.
And then the heirs, you kind of know the language. You can kind of explain things. So it's like you're working on a team with the attorney as well. Nice. And so if they can't get a hold of their attorney, or they may have questions and they call me, of course, I explain it to the best, but I'll send the attorney an email as well, and, get you some more answers.
So the way I like to explain it is almost like I'm an additional free paralegal, right? I can look at the documents, another set of eyes. I'm not perfect, but I'm pretty good. And I'll catch things and help advise what to do and what's working. I'll help explain them to the customer. I can't give legal advice, but I can read things. I can point them where papers are, right? So you're really like a free member of the attorney's team or the petitioner's team, aren't you?
Yes, and that is definitely the way that I explained it to the personal reps and to the other family members when I introduced myself.
What are common mistakes you see other realtors make when you're in court? They must pop up from time to time. What are some of the mistakes you see that happen?
Well, sometimes they don't realize if it's limited authority. They think that they can write a regular sales contract and they won't put it in, the special realtor note section that this is probate and that it will need to be court authorized. And you can list it for 90 days at a time and ask for an extension. And most realtors, of course, we just want to list it for 6 months or a year to make sure that we're guaranteed that listing. And so that is those are a few things.
Yeah, there's a ways. In fact, sometimes I'll tell the attorney, ask for a copy of the listing contract because if it's not written properly, it's invalidated. And that way you can change and pick the realtor you can pick with the realtor you want to work with rather than the one that your petitioner maybe got tricked into using. So definitely. Well, great. And so obviously you create great value for attorneys and petitioners that help along the way. You recently closed a probate transaction, didn't you? That we were just talking about, you and I.
Yes.
So tell me about that one a little bit.
So that one, I actually met the couple in court. Nice. They did have the trust and they were on the trust. I believe it was, they had to go to court because there was some other items that were not in the trust. It was like a pour over will. And so that's where I met them. And I just introduced myself. We talked. They did interview quite a few agents before they got back to me. And so they did say that, okay, well, no one else knew the process and they wanted to, when it's a loved one's home, it's a little touchy and sometimes they don't want all the extra staging and the bells and whistles. They just want to get it done. And so you have to fill them out and see what's the best way to help. And so I was able to get that listing and they actually already had it appraised. And so we just listed it for what the appraisal amount came back, and it looks like 3 days we were into contract and closed.
Okay, so I'm the LA probate expert. Sasha Allen is the Monterey County probate expert. Congratulations on your great work. And I think both helping attorneys, helping families in Monterey learn about the probate process, avoid mistakes. And you say you help them also with getting estate plans, living trusts done so they can avoid probate, right? Talk a little bit about that. How do you get involved in that process?
So actually, there was a financial planner who was coming to court. And so I sat down and scheduled a meeting with her because she mentioned living trust. And I thought you could only set up a living trust with an attorney. And so her program, there's an attorney involved, of course, but so she lays out the groundwork and then schedules the appointment with her attorney later. And I met her attorney. And so everything was completely legit because there's a lot of programs out there where, you can purchase a living trust, but it's not funded. And it's basically a waste of money. You'll have to go see an attorney after that. So all this was done. I actually checked with a local attorney and had her sit in the meeting as well. Nice. And so she's like, oh, this is awesome. This is great, especially for those people just starting out. So people with like one property, not too much going on. It's perfect for them. So I'm able to purchase their living trust just for that one property, just to get them started.
Good for you. Well, it's a great service. Look, Sasha, obviously you learned a lot more, like I have, going to court than the average real estate agent. You give so much more value to them as well, both in terms of helping them solve problems and avoid problems, which is ultimately important. Exactly. So if an attorney or a family want to get a hold of you, talk about real estate or probate, how do they get a hold of you?
Okay, so you can call, text, or email. I am at 831-207-3377, and my email is sashaallenrealtor@gmail.com.
And we'll have that information in our description down below. Sasha, thank you so much. More important, congratulations, not just on closing business, but on really learning the business and bringing value to your customers, the attorneys, and the families as well in Monterey. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, Phil. Thanks for having me.